So I grew up in Prague, Czech Republic, and I wanted to be a chemist since I was about 12 years old. So I conducted a number of experiments in my parents' garage and really sort of fell in love with science. And so when it was time to make a decision about university, I chose a school that focused on chemistry and chemical technology. And that's really where I discovered organic chemistry and decided that I want to pursue it further after my master's that I received in Prague. So I was fortunate enough to be able to work in the labs of Professor Eric Jacobsen at Harvard, getting my Ph.D. And it was there where I recognized that some of the amazing science that we were able to be part of can actually be directly applied to drug discovery and making an impact through bringing life-saving medicines to patients. And so I decided to join Merck, and I've been part of this organization for over 20 years. So I'm currently head of the largest discovery chemistry site in New Jersey, and I'm also globally responsible for external collaborations as well as discovery sample management. And what it means is that I'm responsible for teams that work across multiple different modalities and disease areas, currently in oncology, immunology, neuroscience, cardiometabolic disease, and ophthalmology. When I found out that I was selected as Work for Cures champion, I was surprised, but I appreciate the recognition, which I see as the recognition of the teams that I've had the great privilege to be part of. So technically, while I'm receiving the recognition, all credit goes to the dedication and creativity of my teams. I love talking to people of various backgrounds about science, especially non-scientists, because it sort of forces you to acknowledge the different background and make sure that the message is adjusted so that you can have a really good conversation. So I've enjoyed doing that when I was teaching science in my daughter's classrooms, and I certainly enjoyed doing that when I was talking to the members of Congress. They clearly admire what we can do for patients and how it's affecting the communities that they represent. But I think that the conversation helped them to appreciate just how much of an effort and how lengthy of a process and error-prone the process is, and how many dedicated scientists it takes to bring those medicines all the way from discovery to the final product that everybody enjoys. Being able to explain that the inventions that we discuss, engineered macrocyclic peptides, was something that took over a decade and hundreds of dedicated scientists, I think was very eye-opening for the members of Congress. They had some really good questions actually that were related to other opportunities to be applied with this innovation in other disease areas. For example, they were very curious about oncology as a particular unmet medical need. They also asked very interesting questions about where we plan to produce these new drugs, which states we are going to manufacture them in. But they were also interested in how some of the legislative actions can either accelerate or hamper our effort in bringing life-saving medicines to patients. In our conversations with members of Congress, we used an example of a completely new modality, new approach to drugging difficult targets, the use of engineered macrocyclic peptides in context of cardiovascular disease. And I was able to use these 3D printed models to be able to explain the interactions that the biological pathway presents, but also the opportunity to use either large molecules to modify this particular pathway or use our engineered macrocyclic peptides to do the same with much smaller entity that can be more practical. I think it's an incredible mission. The ability to use scientific curiosity, creativity, and insight and turn all of this knowledge into life-saving medicines is the best mission one can imagine, and probably the best thing that you can do with your life. My name is Petr Vachal, and I work for Cures.